if like Jesus were to come to you and he doesn't have holes in his feet, isn't that like Satan deceiving you?
Well, TikTok does say that. A lot of people on TikTok say that. But when he rose from the dead, Thomas is like, I'm not going to believe he rose unless I saw his hands and so on. And he did. He then showed him. But Jesus is the real Jesus because he's going to come back on the clouds. Satan's not coming on the clouds. Jesus will come on the clouds with all the angels.
What's the 7 trumpets? Isn't that when God's coming back down when you hear the 7 trumpets?
Those trumpets are not literal trumpets. Those 7 trumpets are just like a symbolic way of saying there's going to be chaotic events that are going to come up on this earth. And with each of those trumpets, there was a different event that occurred. Now, there will actually be literal...
And isn't one of the events that like the river will dry and blood will come up from the river and cloudy fogginess? And isn't that happening somewhere?
The thing is that some of those things may be symbolic. Some of them may be literal. Like it's in the book of Revelation, which is a very symbolic book. So they could have a symbolic fulfillment rather than necessarily a literal one. But we do know that the return of Jesus will be a literal thing. He'll come back and there will be trumpets you'll hear at his return because there'll be probably an announcement by an archangel saying, this is Jesus, he's come back. You know? Yeah, it says that in the Bible.
Do you think it'll come in our lifetime?
Maybe. We have no idea. He could.
That would be so cool.
Yeah.
And when we die, will we see Jesus as a person?
Either way, so when you die...
Will we feel him as a person or will we just feel his warmth and his like lovingness?
Well, he still has a physical body. Did you know that? He still has a physical body right now. He rose from the dead, remember? And then he went bodily up into heaven and he'll come back bodily to this earth.
Everybody else will be like the spirits and he will just have his own body.
But then when Jesus comes back, that's when you'll also get a new body too. So heaven won't just be a spiritual place, it'll be a physical new earth that we get to live on.
Oh, so my body and everything changes.
Yeah, it'll probably be somewhat similar to your current body, but it'll just be a perfected body.
Oh, so if no sins or anything had ever touched you.
Yeah, it'll be perfect. You won't have any ailments, no sicknesses.
Like nothing like I get done, like my nails, my lashes, everything would just be stripped of me, just my natural form.
Well, yeah, I guess it would just be you and you'll be a human. But some of the finer details, obviously, the Bible doesn't tell us. But just know that you will get a glorified body, a perfected body.
Can't you, like, go back there and, like, you're with your family and everything, too? Do you find your family?
Yeah, so you're up in heaven with not just God, but everyone else who's also in heaven. So if your family members trusted in Jesus, they'll be up there and everyone else. But you won't be the same family units in the sense of... that's their person's family and this is we're all the one family.
We'll all be a family.
Exactly.
Everybody a family.
Yeah, which is even better.
Do you remember your past life and that was your mum and that was your dad?
Yes, you remember that. They just won't have that same, they won't act as your mum or dad in heaven. You have the
same connection with your mum and dad as the next person and your brother and sister as the next person.
Right, exactly. So your mum and dad will actually be your brother and sister in heaven because everyone's your brother and sister because if we're all part of the one family.
Well, I just want to thank you so much for opening my mind to all this stuff and teaching me all this stuff.
My pleasure. I just want to ask this. So does doing good things play any part in getting you to heaven?
No.
No, you're right.
Trust in Jesus.
You got it.
To a place in heaven.
Well done. So then
thank you for teaching me that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for
I
teaching
needed to
me
hear
that.
Glory to God.
Doesn't God want you to spread the gospel, spread the word?
He does.
So you're doing God's work.
Yeah.
Amen.
Amen. So we spread the message not to get ourselves to heaven, but to help others get to heaven.
Yeah. And you're going to help me get into heaven. If I get into heaven, it's from you.
Well, and ultimately because of Jesus. Like he's the one who sacrificed his life for you though, right? I'm just telling you the information and you can now pass it on to others. But I want to ask you.
I will. I actually will.
That's good. So I want to ask you, out of 100, how sure are you girls right now that you'll go to heaven?
100 if I put my trust in Jesus.
That's so good.
I already got my trust in Jesus. Jesus is there for me.
Jesus is the man.